Hello everyone, it is Friday, November the 12th, day after Veterans Day. Finally decided to get out for my first solo overnighter, kind of in a wilderness setting. I've done solo overnighters, I've done wilderness camping, but I've never done them both, so this will be my first opportunity to do it. Here at the Black River State Forest canoe campsite, thank you to the state for putting these canoe campsites up. It provides a wonderful opportunity for guys like me to get out, especially in weather like this, which is really a nice time of the year to get out and find a nice safe haven to pull over next to a river and just kind of warm up and dry out. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm trying out this whole new GoPro thing, a YouTube sensation, if you will. Not entirely sure about that, but looking for a hobby, something to do. Figure I'd try it. Anyways, we'll let you know how it goes. Stay tuned.
Here we go again. I never know quite what to expect when I dip my paddle and chase what's around the river bend. Most of the times I don't find anything. No hustle and bustle of the city, no cell phones, no thoughts of work. There's nothing there. Just me in the water, the sound of the canoe splashing, and just a feeling of serenity. I think that's what I chase every time I do this.
Here's my campsite. I think it's got the best view so far. Here's my little setup. Small little sill nylon teepee. Keeping it simple. And we're gonna debut this here. A Woods Walker folding stove. Folding wood burning stove. Got pretty soaked last night. Well, my gear did anyway. It was snowing and raining. We spent the night out on a little sandbar. And I look forward to setting this thing up. Help me dry out. We'll see how it goes. Here's my layup. Here's everything I got. I still think I brought too much. I'll be working to slowly dwindle this pile down, I'm sure. But it is cold weather, so you really want to take all the precautions you can. You obviously have seen the tent, or the teepee, and the wood stove that we have. This is kind of just all the bits and pieces for that. We are up here in the north. I have seen bear. This is bear country. So I don't want to be up here with anything less than a bear spray. Definitely keep that by me while I'm collecting wood. I got my old LC1, military issue, surplus actually, roll of toilet paper, puffer jacket, waterproof bag. I am canoeing. Drinking straight out of the river here. Filtering first, of course. So I'm using that. You'll also see that I have my hypothermia kit. In this hypothermia kit, I got a candle lantern. It's a way of providing heat. But it's also pretty nostalgic. It's just nice ambiance in the tent. My Bar Rail 21 folding saw, an amazing piece of equipment. Would recommend it highly to everybody if you're thinking about, hell, yard work, going out to a camping trip, just anything in general. Off-road, off-road trucking. Yeah, you definitely want something like this. Still staying with wood gathering. My old rusty trusty axe. This is my LT Wright bushcraft blade, built-in ferro rod. I'm going to throw that on my hip. This is a wood carrying canvas tote that I've sewed up myself. My wife turned me onto this. Thank you, babe. I do have trouble with windburn, but so far this has been helping, so I'm applying it very liberally. Camp clothes, also my second set of clothes in case I'd take a dunk. Non-negotiable whenever you're out in cold weather, cold water. Some snacks and trash. Dinner tonight. And my canteen cup. And my canteen. And I did a modification on this I think you all would enjoy. Something simple. I modified the canteen itself to have a piece of picture wire so I can hang it and suspend it above a flame. And I also modified the canteen carrier, stitched in a little buttonhole so I can keep my folding titanium spork. This is typically where your iodine drops go to purify water. Figure it would still hold that. The only difference is now it's a little bit more of a complete system where I got a spoon, aka a spork, the canteen cup, and the canteen itself. That's all I got. I'm gonna go and get ready to collect some wood. It is getting dark. I might have an hour of light tops, so I gotta get a move on. All right, y'all, we'll see you soon. And one last thing I forgot. Found this book. It's 117 years old. It's like the third print of The Call of the Wild. Never flown through a book so fast before, and I'm hoping these last 50 pages or something last me tonight. That way I'm not too bored. All right, we'll talk to you later. So I lucked out. Usually I don't pick up wood off of the floor. But this wood here, it's been raining, it's been wet. It's been dry for a long time prior to that. All this wood right here is just red pine, and it is so resinous that even with as wet as it's been, it's like a small piece here, even with it as wet as it's been, you can just hear it, and it's a small piece. Should have been soaked through by the rain, but I got lucky. So I'm able to really exponentially get my firewood, collect my firewood, even though the light is fading fast. So yeah, got really lucky there. Anyways, I'm gonna put the camera down and get back to it. We'll check in later. I am embarrassed to say this, but it has taken me the better part of an hour to get this fire going. The wood was a little bit more wet than I had thought it was, and I had to cheat a little bit. I used one of my candles, whatever was left of it, wrapped it up in toilet paper and lit that sucker up. That was just enough to get it going, and now it's starting to warm up real nice and toasty in here. Weather outside is starting to turn, starting to get that winter slush mix going again. I really hope that it holds off before it starts to let down, so I don't have to eat in my tent tonight. It is still a little too warm. Bears are not hibernating yet, so that is a worry of mine. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. This will be home tonight. I brought the wood in so we can dry as well, and yeah, we'll just we'll go from there. We'll see how it all holds up. Good morning, everyone. Made it through my first overnight solo. I didn't freeze last night, which is good, but also I didn't really stay warm. Kind of made it through. I had to pop some of these little hotties off and throw them in my armpits towards the end. I thought that I was getting too cold and there was no way for me to really heat up. I didn't run the heater all night. I left the candle on because, you know, it keeps the boogeyman away. So that was on, and that burned out all night either. I had no other way to stay warm. But yeah, it got down to about high 20s, 28 or something like that. So it wasn't any different from the other night. And we'll see what it looks like outside, if there's any snow or not. Let me show you the tent. Ugh. This is the inside of the tent. Pretty spacious for one person. I think if you try to put two people in your gear, it'd get pretty cramped, especially if you got the heater. Here's my pile of rounds. The wood heater itself, which worked great last night. I didn't run it all the way through the night. I'm kind of wishing that I would have, but I didn't want to wake up every hour and stoke the fire. My modular sleep system. This is the inflatable pad, and then I have kind of like a reusable Mylar tarp here that I just laid for ground cover. That up there is my candle lantern. It was a 9-hour candle. I left it burn all night, keep the boogeyman away. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I got about 2.5 miles of paddling upriver to get back to the put in. It doesn't sound like much, and last week when I did it, the water levels were pretty low. I could wade through a lot of it. I made it through pretty quick, but that water has essentially doubled in volume since then. The water level, I was talking with a local, has told me that this is usually the highest the water level has ever been around this time of year. and it's probably going to be this way until spring. You get a little bit more. So I'm thinking to myself, it might be a slog going up 2.5 miles of river. I did bring a pole, but because the water is so deep now, it might not do me any good. We'll see how it goes. I got my fingers crossed that at least the wind will be at our backs. It'll be slow going, but we could definitely make it. If the wind's at our backs, yeah, that could definitely make things a lot easier for us. Alright, well, we'll talk to you later. Out here. We made it. Big shout out to my neighbor Isaac for lending me his capotes that he handmade when he was a kid. Very comfortable, very warm. I didn't bring it out on this trip only because I was afraid I was going to wreck it with all the snowing. Starting to snow a little bit here, but I think not enough to wreck this. And I couldn't think of a better thing to wear as I'm sipping on my coffee from the at the end of this trip. Not too bad coming up. A lot easier than I thought. I would just kind of hug the inside turns or the bends. Made it up pretty quick. My first time, so I'm not sure how to act in front of the camera. Oh, and that sucker's hot too. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be natural. First time overnight, not too bad. I didn't sleep all the way through the night, but kind of par for the course. Woke up every now and then. I think the most annoying fact was the fact that I've been ignoring I had to pee for so long. My sleeping bag was not super warm, but oddly inviting. You did not want to leave, especially when you had to pee in the middle of the night. Anyway, that's that. Hopefully, hopefully I didn't bore you all to tears. I'm sure not a whole lot of people are gonna watch this anyway, but it was at least nice having the camera for company. And if all goes well, and the weather holds out like this, I might come out and do it again. We'll see. I apparently have until the 22nd to return to work, thanks to a COVID situation in which I may or may not have been exposed. But yeah, if I can break off for another overnight, I think I'll do it. Learn the river a little bit more. Alright, cheers. Yep, still hot. We'll see you next time.